Sorry, Jimmy.
Man,
No, you can stay. You don't have to go anywhere. Come on in. Everybody's looking at the muffin anyway. So although I'm standing next to two very handsome muffins, I'm looking at a 12 count of
We know the
six.
star.
I can hear laughter from way back.
We know the star.
The muffins are the star for sure. All right, these are 6-ounce scratch baked muffins from Jimmy the Baker. We offer them for $40.98. Sale price. Let's go through the flavors. So Jimmy, you get all of these. It's not a choice of.
Correct.
It's pistachio. You also get the coffee cake, and you get the lemon blueberry.
Right.
Yum, yum, and yum.
Lemon blueberry.
Yeah.
So, because Rick is here, and Rick has been in my bakery, and Rick knows how kooky I can be. So on the blueberry is my proudest achievement because when we mix the blueberries in, we mix them in by hand. I kid you not. They're big oars. They look like oars like you row a boat. I do not mix the blueberry into the batter because it beats up the... I want you to have chunks of... These are cultivated blueberries.
Right.
Big chunks of cultivated blueberries. You notice how the muffin is not purple?
Blue. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And that's because that's a little bit of fanaticism with me because I want, when I bite into a blueberry muffin, I want to feel blueberry. So we make the batter, and then a couple of people stand over this big vat with big oars, and they gently fold the blueberries in. And Rick knows about that. You know, I think you actually used the oar.
Did you
I
do
did.
it?
I used the yard, with one beautiful hairnet.
Yeah.
And you got to do it right, or you're out of there.
That's
this
right.
guy is obsessed with it. He's obsessed with the size of the crumble on top of the, like the size. It's just on top of the
And the
muffin.
baking process itself. These are individually wrapped for you. They sold out since the last time we debuted them. This is the first time we're presenting them this year.
Yes.
So again, you get an assortment of muffins, and of course, it's delicious from the top, like you said, Rick, all the way to the bottom. So let's go through each one of the flavors. You want to do the cinnamon?
Really
So
good.
this is the cinnamon coffee cake, and by the way, this is
Look at that size of that muffin.
This was the first kind of, remember we had sour cream chocolate chip, but my mentor taught me 2 recipes, which convinced me, by the way, to go with him. When I was deciding to open my business, my cafe, I wanted to be taught by somebody, and he gave me the sour cream chocolate chip, but this is the cinnamon chip muffin, okay? And inside are what might appear to be chocolate chips, but they are not. Those little bursts of cinnamon are actually cinnamon chips, originally made, by the way, by a very famous chocolate company right here in Pennsylvania. And so you see the cinnamon burst, you see cinnamon in there, but so, okay, why we're talking about fanaticism,
Look at that crumb.
the crumb on
topping.
top.
Holy Toledo.
So what Rick did witness, in fact, was he says I was yelling at people. I was not yelling at people, but they were. There's a certain technique to putting crumb on so that it's big and crunchy.
He's back.
Right? Remember Remember the whole crumb top? I stopped the line. We were making at the time. It was a holiday.
You gave direct
Firm
feedback.
direction.
Firm direction.
I gave everyone a lesson on the
feedback.
proper way to put crumb on cake without making it sandy. Because when you bite into this, I think, besides blueberry, I think this is the best-selling muffin and best-reviewed muffin that we have. Close call with sour cream chocolate chip, but the cinnamon coffee cake muffin.
All right, and then last but not least, pistachio, which I'm waiting to get into.
Fascinated by this one.
I
Fascinated
know.
by this.
I have to say that this was the most requested muffin of all muffin flavors.
try that pistachio
I did
muffin.
not. I have to
Get in there.
confess. I have to confess. I did not grow up on anything pistachio. Well, like pistachio ice cream. Okay. Now, there are walnuts on top because we want to complement the nutty, almondy, pistachio-ish flavor that's inside that
That's
that
good,
muffin.
buddy.
Okay.
That's really good.
Yeah, it's really the pistachio oil, the almond oil. There's actually a combination of nuts in here that gives you that nutty flavor, and of course it has to be green because nobody will eat anything pistachio that is not green. They won't eat it. I'm sorry, they just won't eat it. So anyway.
That's good. Well,
So-
here's the good news. You
Yes.
don't have to choose. You get all of them. So I love how when we have something like this in our fridge or freezer, it gives us variety. So when they come, they're individually wrapped. How they come ambient?
They're going to ship to you ambient. So what I'm going to recommend as we get into the warmer months, as soon as you get them in the fridge or the freezer, like crumb cake, like everything else that we sell, we tell you put it in the put 1 or 2 in the fridge, keep the rest in the freezer. In some of the warmer climates, okay, it's the box is warm and the muffins will be warm. I've had people say get a hot muffin coming out of UPS, which is great.
You know what I think you get here? I think you get Jane. I think you get 24 of these. That's what I think you get. Because for a lot of our empty nester friends out there, like they're not. That's a massive muffin.
It is a big
you
muffin.
Cut that thing in half, and you're getting 24 of these. That is a serving. That's a breakfast. That's an afternoon snack. That's great.
I have to thank you for pointing that out because I always forget to do that. We bake big, and we're not thinking that you're going to eat the whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay? So we bake big because until I see otherwise, when you bake bigger, you bake moister. When you bake smaller, you will dry quicker. And if I know one thing after 12 years, you do not like dry stuff. So we keep them this big, okay? You're not going to find a muffin this size in that cafe. I'm sure you won't.
And you're not going to get it for $3.42
No,
a
ma'am.
piece, that's for
You are
sure.
not.
So this is individually wrapped. Do you heat your muffins? Do you put them in the microwave at all, or do you just like to have
I
them
would
cold?
say the cinnamon and the
Cinnamon and
pistachio. I mean, 10 seconds
10
in the
seconds.
microwave is all you really
Okay.
need. The blueberry, I would eat chilled. I like fruited coffee cakes and muffins, eating them chilled,
So they
especially
have that
because
nice
we
burst.
put lots of them in there.
Yeah, they're so good. And each individual flavor is really its own personality. If you want to do what Rick said, slice them up and put them on a dessert or a breakfast buffet, you certainly can do so. You can certainly get multiple slices out of it. You see the size of these. And you know how sometimes, Jimmy, it seems like the muffin top is the best part of the muffin? With your muffins, they're so good all the way down
thank you.
to the bottom.
And there's a reason why. It's when I had my retail store, I used to see that whole muffin top thing going on. I really was bummed because most people do that because the bottom is overbaked. So when we bake, you know how one of my pet peeves when I see put the toothpick in and when it comes out,
Right.
I hate that.
You don't do that.
No, we take like a thermometer, and we say we want this to be baked at this temperature. Okay, so everyone might say I
whole thing.
won't give out the secret. We bake it slightly lower, so when it comes out of the oven, it's going to continue to bake and it's not going to dry out.
You get 4 pistachio, you get 4 blueberry, you get 4 of the cinnamon, all of them at a price of $40.98. Put these in your freezer, you're gonna love them. And it's so nice to have some variety, I
Yes,
think.
it is.
Every morning, every afternoon, whenever you enjoy your Jimmy the Baker muffins. Thank you so much
Great to see you.
for having fun with us. We always love having you here with us. M1 or 98021 is your item number. 98021 is the item number, actually. Thanks, Jimmy.
All right, we're gonna keep it going. Guess who's here? Daniel Mancini's here, who in 2021 celebrated